You know, when we think about our creative space, we usually picture the physical stuff, right? The studio, the instruments, the desk. But what about our digital space? I mean, the software we're staring at every single day. Shouldn't that feel just as personal? Look, if you're a music producer, you know this feeling. That feeling of being kind of boxed in by a rigid interface. One that was designed for literally everybody, which means maybe it wasn't designed specifically for you. So, let's talk about a tool that's designed to completely break that box. This is Crescendo. It's a really powerful and, this is the best part, totally free VST plugin for Windows. It doesn't just let you make music, it lets you build the actual tools you use to create it.
So, where do you even start? Well, every great design, every great idea, it all begins with a blank canvas.
Okay, so when you first fire up Crescendo, this is what you see. It's clean, yeah? It's functional. You've got this grid of knobs all ready to go. But I want you to think of this less as a finished product and more like a starting point. It's like a block of marble just waiting for you to come in and start sculpting.
Because the real magic here, the thing that makes Crescendo so special, isn't just its audio engine. It's the whole philosophy behind it. The idea that you, the creator, should have total control over your environment. It's about making your tools feel like an extension of you.
All right, so how do you actually do it? Let's dive in and look at the blueprint for making this interface completely your own.
Crescendo gives you two main ways to customize things. First up, you've got the settings.ini file. Think of this as the global brain. It sets the default look and feel for absolutely everything you build. But then, for each specific instrument, you can drop commands right into its text file to override those defaults and make something totally unique.
You know, the very first step to getting a custom look is usually deciding what you don't want to see. And the hit IUI command, well, that's your tool for the job. It lets you just turn off all the default interface stuff, clearing the stage for your own design.
And get this, it is so simple. A single line like hide UI 4 just strips away all the standard components. And boom, you have a totally clean slate to build on. No clutter, just your vision.
Next up, let's talk about typography. Fonts. The set font command lets you pick any TrueType font you have on your computer and then dial in the size and the weight for everything, from the main title right down to the little labels on your knobs. This is where you really start to inject your personal style.
And I mean, just look at the level of control you get. With one line, you're not just setting a standard font. You're also saying, hey, for the knob labels, make them bigger and bolder. It's all about creating a clear visual guide for the user, and you can do it with these super simple commands.
And now, for the powerhouse, UI mod. This is the master command, the big one. It gives you this incredibly precise, granular control over the position, size, and color of pretty much every single thing on the screen. If you want to move it, resize it, or repaint it, UI mod is how you do it.
So let's just look at an example here. This line is targeting UI element number 2, that's the main title, and it's telling it exactly where to go on the screen, how big the font should be, what weight to use, and what color it should be. We're talking pixel-perfect control.
Okay, so you've written a few of these simple commands. What does it all add up to? What's the payoff? Let's take a look. The result is an interface that isn't just some generic tool anymore. It's a bespoke instrument that looks and feels exactly the way you imagined it.
And wow, this just illustrates the transformation perfectly. On the left, that's where we started, right? The default layout. And on the right, a sleek, focused, and honestly beautiful reverb effect. All the clutter is just gone. The colors, the fonts, the layout, it's all completely custom. Same engine underneath, but a totally different world on top. And hey, it doesn't have to be all minimalist and dark. Here's a completely different vibe. A complex sequencer with this bright, colorful interface, and it even has a debug window built right in for live coding. From sleek and modern to retro and functional, the look is 100% up to you.
But okay, beyond just looking cool, why does this actually matter? Why should you care about shaping your digital workspace for your music? It really all comes down to taking control. When you build your ideal workflow, you're literally reducing the friction between the idea in your head and getting it out into the world. You cut down on the visual clutter so you can focus, and when your tools actually match your aesthetic, you're designing an environment that doesn't just work, it actively inspires you. You stop being just a user of someone else's software, and you become a creator of your own instruments. So at the end of the day, this isn't just cosmetic. It's not just about making things pretty, it's about building a deeper, more intuitive relationship with your tools.
When your software feels like it was made just for you, you're just more likely to feel at home, to experiment, and to create your absolute best work.
So that really just leaves one final question for you. If you had a completely blank canvas, absolutely no limitations, what would your perfect creative tool look like?